Well, we'll kick off our ban phase though as Riot Gaming get the liberty of banning the very first attacking operator. Now, I could imagine that it's definitely going to be maybe a Flores, maybe an Osa, maybe even a Thatcher, because we like to talk about how that makes life hard for the defenders. I mean, the attackers, sorry. If you try and open up that E-box hatch, but it's a Flores, you know, it's a good pick.
Yeah, just so strong. So strong. And like you said, if you're able to clear those Goyo packs with it, if either team chooses to run that, then it will be quite detrimental. But Knock, once again, being banned. And I think we saw the exact same attack bans in that last game. So hopefully on the defense, we can see a little bit of different bans coming in. But first to ban Bandits. Solus being off the board. And we definitely didn't see that last game because we saw Solus being played. So that's a good one to get off the board, especially on that attack for Bandits. They don't have to worry too much about the positions of their drones for those pre-places, as Riot will just have to look for them with their eyes.
Lazar made the very last, so that's super big. Getting rid of those keeper barriers is definitely going to relieve some of that pressure for the attackers, potentially pushing in to try and get control of not only Master, but downstairs as well. If you're on those blue stairs and you're trying to get some of those angles into that pillar, potentially even the site direct, those keeper barriers make your life quite hard.
Yes, and I think we've gotten some love in the chat from the side of Bandits, Elijah. They're happy that they can finally be seen. And maybe now that they are being seen, maybe they might be cursed. Maybe they might not be as strong as off-stream.
They feel the pressure of the stream watching them, knowing that they're just being watched the entire time. That might get to them.
It might. But to kick things off, as we saw last map, downstairs, and they're running the mirror. We didn't see that being run at all, I do believe. So it's good to see. Right? I'm pretty sure it was.
I don't believe I saw a mirror ban, so good being able to utilize that, right? Having a mirror downstairs in bunkers definitely going to help you with holding that a big long time. You can see that they're switching to that Candelas though, because in Kittens did you?
Yeah, good old like Lonely.
I mean, that's used quite often on this map particular. I mean, especially if you're getting open that E-box hatch, which you can imagine that that's Organiser's objective for this play. Having those can openers, you haven't got anything else to open up the hatches, so he's gonna have to stay alive because they're directly relying on that alone.
Ying does have some as well, so if Organiser is to fall, there is Lonely there to back him up. But something that we're not seeing. We're not seeing the Goyo again, Elijah. I'm quite sad. But Aces, he's gonna see MML and he's gonna shut down that Yana and Tyro. He's going to shut down Organiser, and that is very big frags to be getting so early, and they're happy with that. They're going to rotate down, back to the site, and they're going to force Bandits to push them.
Very smart from Riot, not only getting one pick, but finding two and being able to realize, hey, let's reset and take that man advantage back downstairs. So the full team will find themselves bunkered in a very comfortable position to start off the very first round of Oregon now, as they forfeit that top-down control, and the left just sitting nice and comfy.
Yeah, they may be the underdogs of this matchup right now, but they are not ready to take the L here. They want to catch the W, but Drift down here in Laundry just sees the Oryx quick peeking there, and Aces, he's going to take the damage there. About 60 HP left on the board for him. But a minute 17. They still have a lot of work to do, but they still have plenty of time. But they are that two-man disadvantage. Can they make it work?
They definitely have to try to funnel through these doorways and stairs now, because they had that Kate up, which Rella is running and making it hard for them to use those can openers, as you've got no EMPs left to open up that E-box hatch. So you've got to funnel and work around each other if you have any hopes in winning this altogether. Drift find himself down in Laundry trying to get some control there, but he's being denied and forced to rotate and reposition somewhere else. Bopt will find his kill though onto JPK and leave it into a rougher position for Bandits as they fall to 5v2. Position's going to be given away. Lion Scan's going to pop up, as well as Drift takes a huge chunk of damage to the long angles as well. Candelas are going to create some space though. You're going to be forced to kill off though, as he can't get the angles against Bopt. He's able to find the head and leave Drift alone in a 1v5 now, and he's left down to about 20 HP. He's got no room to breathe at all, and bopped. He tries to find the kill, but Drift is too snappy with it. He'll find the head instead and find himself repositioning back towards Bunker to see if he can find at least one pick. And he does so himself. Manages to finish him off and run away to try and save his life. And that'll be the round. Handed easily to Riot Gaming.
Operators, you are out of time.
Wanted to pad the stats there a little bit, not drop a death. And, you know, props to him. He was left in a 1v5, so why not? Why not? And I think Riot Gaming, they definitely had a dominant round there, so they would be feeling good going on to the second round. And Bandits, I'd imagine they'd want to have a response here. You know, you talked about the scorelines earlier, Elijah, 7-0 and 7-1. Well, there's one round already for the enemy team, Bandits. Is this going to be the first game in week 3 that they lose more than one round?
Absolutely. You can imagine that Bandits have come into this game of Oregon with full confidence, knowing that their scoreline at the moment is just so superior in their favor. But you can't let that get to your head, though, because Riot will capitalize on that overly confident mindset that you've got. And they already have, winning at their first round. And it is the first round, though. We do like to talk about those very first round jitters, you know, having no intel or information on how the opposite team is playing. You haven't really versed them, so hopefully you'll be able to switch it back and make a comeback.
Yeah, but interesting enough, the Goyo is making an appearance, but on the top floor. So they're listening in, Elijah, I swear. They've got some sort of inside info on what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta run that Goyo. And he's just so useful, and I like the way that Riot are playing this at the moment. They didn't fully reinforce that main wall that pushes into that closet just there, but already a first kill in the round, and a big kill if that, as you've managed to clean up Drift, who is playing that Thatcher.
Yeah, that's a huge pick to get off the board. You know, he's gonna help you open up those walls, and they don't have it in. They don't have anything too extravagant in terms of wall denial, but they do have the mute jammer, so you're going to have to use those frag grenades to clear that. But the wall's actually open, Elijah. He's playing close on the wall, ready to swing with that shotgun, so they might not even have to worry about that, but it looks like they're getting some double window presence as well as some small tower controls. We see JPK pushing through dining there.
I mean, the rough thing about that double window, not only is there a Goyo pack that's accompanying it just below, but you've got the vertical play as well, which you can tell that they are playing aggressive. They want to keep that up for themselves as Riot finds the kill onto JPK and rotates away without any punishment at all. They definitely want to keep Tesla nice and cozy down there, as he's got those holes to work with on that double window. So potentially, if they do jump in, you can imagine that shotgun is going to come into play. Now, he's sitting nice and comfy there as well. Not only is he safe and boxed in, he's got the shotgun and he's accompanied by an ADS.
And he has the kickstart charm buff, so...
I mean, that's a huge buff within itself as well. Look at him trying to get a grenade in. Is that not an ADS?
It is, but it rolled and bounced off the server, not in the line of sight. But Tesla winning that engagement, and it's all left to Lonely outside white window. And once again, a 1v5. So if Lonely dies here, flawless round for Riot going into round 2. So pretty much 2 flawless rounds for them.
I mean, what can Lonely do here? I mean, not only is it a 1v5, but they're just watching all of these entries at the moment. You've got nowhere really to work off of, no control even. So he'll try to go back for this Zulu, pushes his way through that classroom. You have to be a little bit careful of the angles. Not only is Mute playing aggressive there, you can imagine that the sound cues of the vertical is going to give away that position as well. So they're holding this Zulu pretty aggressive there. And nice little peek from Bopt is going to take this flawless round. Riot Gaming, I mean, this is their map.
This is their map, and they're showing 2 rounds now. They've broken the curse. Bandits no longer having that sort of clean sheet. 7-1, 7-0 wins. Riot Gaming already 2 rounds up. Does Bandits have a response for this?
If you can win 7 rounds in a row now, I mean, a 7-2 is pretty nice. But it's looking unrealistic with how Riot is just face-checking Bandits at the moment, not letting them get too much control inside at all. As we move to the meeting now, if there's any site to clear, any site to win, it is this one in particular. It is that tertiary site. You know, some players uncommonly unknowing on how to hold this site, and there are some good plays that you can make. If you have that OSA, which nobody has switched to just of yet, it can definitely change the pace of the entire attack altogether.
They haven't switched to that OSA, but, you know, maybe they've got a different plan in mind. Maybe they don't want to go for this big tower control. They have their drones set up in that master and garage, so it definitely could be a meeting take, because it didn't look like they had any sort of drones set up for it, so it could quite possibly be Elijah.
It's definitely unconventional to see that kind of take. I mean, if you do choose to try and make that meeting play, you definitely want to grab control of this Zulu, because having that crossfire never works out in the attacking favor. But they're already getting this small tower control, shower holes as well. They've got the cut off from that white window to help anybody from trying to retake as well. Do manage to see a player who's playing that Zulu as well. JPK manages to fall off. No punishment yet.
Yeah, but the site's just there, and no one's contesting him in dining. No one's actually in kitchen, and Michael, or sorry, MML, able to find the pick onto Rella, and that's your Legion off the board, so no more Goo Mines going to come out from him.
I can't believe Kitchen's free, KJ. I mean, you could potentially pull off a play here. I mean, nobody's there. I don't believe you've got any cameras or any intel that there could be somebody in dining for the moment. You've already got that vertical play as well. You can see Ash taking control of those kids, and you do manage to see that Jaeger as well, and he's capitalized on Syro just being unaware that you've already got that kitchen control global utility to stop anybody from trying to retake. And JPK has positioned himself nicely back onto this kitchen hallway as you reload that info back to your team like, hey, I've got that kitchen site, let's make a play here. The Zulu player looks like he's in a rough position as well at the moment.
Yeah, there's Verd on him, but the Warden is flanking up that armory, so if they're not aware, it could be quite detrimental to their play, but they are aware of it. Bob's reloading in the middle of the gunfight. He's still alive, though. Not taking anything too crucial just yet, but Lonely, he's getting the plant down. Ash gonna take some damage, actually fall to Bob there. But the plant is down, post-plant positions. There we go, MML able to shut down him, and JPK to find one, and Lonely to find another. And what a play from Bandits. That is the response that we wanted. And they found their way around Riot there. They were uncontested virtually. Elijah.
Yeah, I mean, that was crazy. I did not think that Riot would have let something like that slip. They had no control over that dining and left kitchen just completely unattended, and in the end Bandits were able to realize that. They were able to grab that intel for his team and let JPK just capitalize on the fact that they had no control, and in the end that won them the round nice and easy. So we go back downstairs now, where Riot won comfortably that first round.
Yes, they lost the territory site, you know. And like we said, we see the attack win it quite often. I don't know why, because it seems like it's quite open, but with that sort of push that we saw Bandits do, that definitely looked like it would be hard to deal with as a defender. So props to Bandits for finding that sort of exploit and able to execute it correctly.
5 seconds to go.
I feel like for the side of Riot, they were expecting a big tower push, and they had a majority of their players set up there just for that one push, completely forgetting about the other 3 that could potentially happen. They were able to capitalize on that nicely now, so let's see how they prevail. Will they take themselves another attack round? I mean, they struggled the first time on that basement. I don't believe that they'll do that again.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe so, but Eraser, he's got the information on the Valkyrie playing in that big tower. I don't know if he has the C4. Doesn't... Oh, he's ripped it. I heard it. But MML, he's in Master, but Syro, he takes down Eraser, and he was on the rappel, so I think the C4 actually went onto one of the windowsills and took him out, and we see there's a Valcam in there as well, so definitely going to prove useful.
It looked like he was trying to go for like that soft destruction, like on the roof of that T3, so waiting for one of those players to repel inside. But in the end, threw it on the windowsill. Was able to get a nice pick as well. And look at MML just finding his way and funneling through the defense of Riot Gaming at the moment, just threading that needle. Looks like Syro, he's popped himself up nicely for a retake as well. He gets spotted by the drone, so they know that he's there. He's able to fall off with no punishment as of yet.
They're sort of bullying him with the drones right now, just jumping back and forth. And I do believe they're going to start to get this vert and contest these freezer stairs. But, you know, halfway in the round, they do have that pick. It is that 4v4, but they need to start getting these hatches open and deciding what they want to do with the control and the avenues that they are given.
Well, they've got the Kate up. That's going to electrify those E-box hatches, and you've got none of those EMPs to work off of as well, so you're going to have to use those air can openers on that laundry hatch as well. You can see that they're not going to be able to open up that E-box hatch to do an execute on the back. So maybe they try to rotate, get that diffuser again from the spawn, and try to do a laundry. I mean, the best thing that you can do now, really, unless you're trying to go for a bunker blue stairs. Which
they do have the EMPs.
Do they have EMPs? Oh, they do have the EMPs up. I mean, you have to use that. I thought he might have used them all by now.
No, he is there. There you go.
That changes the game altogether. I mean, yeah. Look. Don't look at me like that, all right? I mean, it happens. It happens to the best of us. But they did manage to open up that E-box. They got that mirror control as well. It'll open up an angle for MML to utilize it into that pillar as well. Candela's going in. MML being able to win that fight onto Cyro, finding 2 as well. Is he able to capitalize on the drop of the E-box hatch? Drift being able to find 2 as well to answer, but Bob's trying to shut JPK down. Will do successfully as Drift finds a 3rd kill. Left down to a 1v1 now with 12 seconds left. He has got the info as well thanks to the yellow pings, but the vector is too strong. Tesla winning that round for his team.
Unfortunately, I think Drift just didn't stop sprinting enough in time. Maybe if you pre-fight, he maybe be able to win that engagement. I don't know, but the vector is quite, you know, strong and fast with that fire rate. But he almost made it work. He would have got a quad kill to make it work as well. But I think just that positioning from the Valkyrie in that bunker was huge for Riot.
Oh yeah, I mean, he had all the angles to work with. I mean, he got that E-box hatch drop, he got the person trying to play aggressive into bunker. That definitely opened up a lot of possibilities for Riot Gaming, and they were able to capitalize on that beautifully. So, well done by them. As we move to the round 5 now, we go back upstairs.
Yes, we go upstairs, and this is an interesting way to place Mute Jam, is maybe he's doing that to, I don't know, make it...
just have it there. He wants to get rid of the util.
I mean, Thatcher's on the board, so I think maybe he's trying to reduce the hitbox of the Mute Jammer. I don't know. But it's an interesting way to do it. I like it.
It's hard to do against Thatcher. I mean, if you manage to do it, it'll be big.
But
I was thinking spawn peek for a minute.
Yeah, I was gonna say cheeky little spawn peek, but no, nothing to come yet. But they are running that Goyo smoke combo once again, so it could prove pretty useful for them winning another round here on the defense. They're already 3-1 up, so Bandits, they need at least find one more round here on the attack to make it that little bit closer.
And they are stacking up on this Master as well. They have to try and get rid of both of the ADSs that are on the right side of the door and that shield that is stopping them from taking any control. You can see Goyo's popped up nicely behind there as well. Completely aware. Organiser, though, in a position to make something work as he's already popped himself up into that armory. So if he can swing that single door, I mean, without getting taken out by the head holes of that attic, he could change the pace completely. It looks like he got for a fast, though. MML runs straight through the Goyo pack, taking a little bit of HP, but not enough to get him down, though, as he's trying to open up a little bit of a hole, room for his team to make it wiggle. Oh, there's one below, though. Tesla able to utilize that shotgun and get a soft destruction through the floors, clean up Organiser nice and easy.
Yeah, he chose to contest that vert angle, and that is not something that you see every day, but he won the engagement, so props to him. And Bob tried to get some sprays through that satellite window. Nothing too major, though. But look at the side of Bandits and Riot. They're all tagged up, but Aces, he's going to tag up the head of MML, and he's going to eliminate him. Cyro to find a pick. Not one, but 2 onto Lonely and Drift. And it's all left to JPK. Once again. How
does he do it? How does he do it?
Flawless.
Where was Cyro? Where did he come from? Out of nowhere.
I think maybe he was in that closet again.
Oh yeah,
was he?
He had that,
was it open?
He had that rotate there. It had to be.
I don't know, but how are they allowing allowing him to do anything of the sort. But 4-1 for Riot, and they are looking so strong. 2 flawless rounds, potentially a third if they didn't want to gift those picks to Drift in that first round, but they're looking so clean here on the defense on Oregon.
So fresh and so clean by Riot Gaming. I like it. So they're gonna have to do this territory side again. Now you gotta think, are they going to make the same mistake? Are they going to leave that kitchen unattended? I can imagine that how Riot Gaming are playing for the moment, that they're not going to let that slip again. You know, work on your mistakes. They're good at adapting. I can't imagine that they're going to make the same mistake twice.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that they would be, but
5 seconds left.
I think Bandits, they're in a tough spot. They need to win this round. 5-1 at the split. You know, you have to have pretty much a perfect defense if you don't want Riot to get that match point. But I imagine that they will have a response here. They are on that territory site once again, so we did see Bandits win it last time.
See MML already up in Master, ready to contest these two who are playing up here. You have to be a little bit careful. You haven't got any of those head holes, thankfully. I think it's double reinforced to help you take control of that attic. This is definitely what you want to deal with, though. Looks like they opted to try and take this vert first to help relieve some of the pressure of potentially opening up that stage wall. MML's looking to make his way in. Line scan to go out. The breach has been opened as well. You're able to spot out that there are some head holes on top of that white. Relay that information to the rest of your team as well as the sound cue to the Legion is given away. They know that there's 2 up here.
There is, and the drones coming in. They're finding where they are. But minute, and nothing really has come of this control yet. They have this breach open, but they're just waiting. And Riot aren't feeding just yet. They're also waiting, holding the angle, shooting the drones. And right now, Bandits not playing off of that intel just of yet. But there we go, Razor. Opening up the round and finding Rallo. MML to find Bopped. Unfortunately, Bopped missing those shots, and he was able to win that engagement. Tesla, he's in this green hole. Drift able to find Cyro, and we're going to see a flawless round return from Bandits.
Well, looks like they found their positioning right well. JPK in the same spot as last time, able to capitalize on that kitchen push and find himself a kill, and a flawless round by Bandits will take us to the next round. Now, this is the Bandits that we know. This is the Bandits that we love.
They finally found a response, but that was their last round on attack. So they go to that defense, 4-2 split.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's a good position to be in, and I think going into this switch up, they're gonna have a different sort of game now. I'd imagine they want to switch things up and really get in the face of Riot on their attack, just as Riot did against them. So we can immediately see they're running that Goyo on the basement. But Riot, they're bringing some fire of their own. They're bringing that Capital.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely going to be useful. He switches up instead. It's probably just got reminded that Capitera, hey, his smokes were nerfed recently, so he's going to switch off it instead.
He's going to bring that global util, though, of the line. Definitely a good pick to have, especially on those later parts of the round when you're going for those executes. He also brings those EMPs if you choose to run them, as JPK is running that Cade, so they are running the Thatcher. They switch from the Buck to the Thatcher, so they are going to be able to help that Habana out on opening up those hatches. And if Habana is to fall, Cyro does have those can openers. So I think I like this, this pick from Riot. They have everything covered if somebody is to fall.
And that's what it's all about. Having that plan A, if that falls, then plan B will always prevail in the end. So it's good them being able to work around the util that has given you as every single round. You try to take this vert super quick. I like it. Every single round they've taken this master and they've worked across. And it looks like that's what they're doing already. MML, he's popped up. He's on those kitchen walk up for the moment. So you could try to do a potential retake if nobody is accompanying him up those white stairs.
Yeah, and it looks like they're playing, a little bit different to how... Oh, no, Drift! That's that one bullet reload coming into play, and Cyro able to find him through the soft breach of Attic. And that is that potential C4 off the board, so... That was unlucky.
And a roamer. That'll definitely relieve some of that pressure as well. I don't know if... Nope, looks like MML has chosen to go back down after losing just one player on the roam. It's best to bunker down with the rest of your team. Just wait for the execute as they've got a minute 39 left to do so. You can imagine that Riot Gaming want to get their hatches open and check out this checklist.
Yeah, they're going to start to utilize these EMPs and try and open up this E-box hatch, but I imagine that JPK... is he tricking? No, he's got the freezer hatch electrocuted as well, so he's not going to be tricking. Oh, he's tricking just off the one.
Don't
But
believe
I
he
don't
has
think
enough
he's going to
time
be able to get
it.
in time.
Oh, he does! That's super big for him as well, so it's not only going to burn some of that util as well, but I wonder if he can get it a second time.
No, I think he's aware
He's
that
not
they're
there.
going to double EMP that one, but that means that they can't open the freezer one, Elijah.
I mean, that'll definitely open up some possibilities for you as well. Tesla trying to get aggressive. He manages to win the engagement in the end onto Lonely, but immediately refragged by Organiser. Will relieve some of that bunker pressure now as the Lion Skins pop out and reveal his position in bunker as he's gone back to the side to pop some of those Goyos to make it hard. Aces is going to get his kill onto MML. The grenades are going to go out into Freezer, but Cyro is going to connect to JPK and leave it all alone. But it's not enough. Rella will close out the round.
Wow, Riot. This is an upset right now, Elijah. And you know what? Riot, they're one round away from match point.
They are starting a riot.
They are. They're causing a disruption in this tournament right now. Can they go all the way and shut down the big dogs of Bandits?
I mean, for the moment, that's exactly what they're doing. They're just face-checking Bandits at the moment, not letting them get any room to breathe. So, well done by Riot at the moment. They're doing well on their attacking side. Bandits, you have to step up here, face a little bit more. I mean, those roamers, they got to do something, right? I mean, they got to get at least a pick and fall back, because that's what has been the trend so far. If you manage to get a roam pick and fall back to site, 9 times out of 10 you'll find a win.
Yeah, I think if they want to have a better chance of winning this round here, they can't be getting caught off guard like Drift did in the beginning of that round. I think after that, Riot just had the right ideas to collapse on Bandits. They had their good moments. They found some refrags here and there, but they just didn't have the man count to do it. And I think they just need to waste the time of Riot. As soon as they have that man advantage, they just play super, super aggressive.
Them already. Cyro making work as well as Rella onto this top floor and trying to get this armory and master control. Do believe they already had some drones set up nicely for them. Cyro just making sure that there is nobody potentially up here as well, as Organiser's made his way to the top of these white stairs to try and add a little bit of contest to trying to get this top floor. Now, if he can get a pick here, it could change the round.
He does not. He just makes some noise and falls off down Freezer stairs, just trying to hold that position. And Cyro, he's back up here in the attic. He wants to find this pick onto the Goyo again, but I imagine Drift, he wants to not let that happen a second time round. But Cyro, he's going to get that drone through that attic hatch, and he's going to find the position of that Wamai in Green Hall as well. So just a bit of a stalemate right now, as 1 minute has passed, and still not a lot of control gained yet.
He has dropped meeting though. It's just a game of chess between these two. See who makes the first mistake now. You are able to get those yellow pings. You know that there is somebody on the down, but do you know that there is somebody on the up? Oh, he's able to rotate away safely, unpunished, and he's able to bunker down with the rest of his team. Now, he did manage to burn a decent amount of time there as well. So, you know, it's not on the too bad side of things. I mean, you're able to bunker down with the rest of your team. Maybe do a 5-5, just refrag each other. But no opening pick yet. And we've got a minute 20 left.
This is what I'm talking about. If you're just able to not give the picks and sort of waste their time, they really struggle and they don't really aggress. But if they find that pick, that's when they're going to aggress, and they're going to get desperate sooner or later, and they're going to have to make mistakes or cut corners here and there. And they're going to open up this hatch though, give themselves a avenue to work with, and having that E-box hatch is definitely going to help with that. But time is ticking. 50 seconds on the clock. Smoke canisters are getting popped in bunkers, so Tesla, he can't push through that way. And this is what I'm talking about. They're stalling for time.
those Goyo packs are still up. One was just distributed on that E-box to make sure that they don't drop it. There is 36 seconds left in the clock, and you still have one more of those Goyos to the right of that door. So if they do choose to swing in, they're going to get burnt alive. If they're not careful now, Gonsig's going to clear some of that util, but thanks to the Wamai, is going to catch that. Flashes are going to drop into that E-box hatch, and you're going to make your execute underway as the global utility is executed now as you try to get that. Red Ping is going to give away Jaeger's position, but Lonely's going to find one MML to match the energy, but Tesla's not going to let it slip as Lonely finds his second kill. Tesla to find his second kill as well, but JPK not letting it slip too far though as he finds a kill back onto Tesla, and that leaves Aces in a rough position. He does find one though, but there's not enough time and not enough man advantage to do anything else.
That got a little bit messy towards the end, but they had the man advantage. They had the Goyo packs cutting off all those entries, and you saw how much damage it did to that Yana having to walk through it, and that's what we're talking about. That's how you use Goyo.
It forces you in. Like, if you manage to cut enough time, you have to walk through those smokes, and Bandits used that so beautifully, and they got themselves around. I mean, is this where it begins? Is this where Bandit starts winning round after round, or will Riot just eventually take us to match point?
Well, this is gonna have to be a pretty good comeback. They started at 2. Can they make it all the way to 5? They gotta win 3 rounds in a row. They've won 1. Can they win it following 2? They're on the kid storms now. It's definitely doable. But if they lose 1 round, Riot secure that match point and secure at least that overtime. So I'd imagine Bandits, they don't want to let that happen. They don't want to go to overtime. They want to take the full 3 points here.
I mean, it's pretty hard against Riot at the moment, you could imagine. So they've got a lot of work to do. You can see they've got all these roamers downstairs that they still have left to clear as well. Alibi and those little gates make it real hard.
They definitely do. We don't see Aruni being played a lot anymore, but she's played here and there, and she definitely has a really good gun. That DMR is very, very deadly. Sometimes it can be a 2 to 3 shot weapon, so if you're able to utilize it well, it is a lethal gun. But looks like, right, they're just going for this Master Armory push for the most part. Yana, she's already in Armory. Cyro, he's on that Games Repel. Oof. Almost connecting onto MML there, but he takes some damage.
Well, now you just have to wait for this Ayana to help you clear some of that util. Got one my discs that's stopping you. Thankfully, the ping and the intel from your friends can clear some of that. You know that there is 2 ADSs though. You have to try and clear those before anything else. And a nice peek from a Razor to open up the round. We'll take your Habana. Now that is a really good pick to begin the round with.
That's your hard bridge.
I mean, you don't even have any more can openers left, as you can imagine they're distributed on that attic. So, I mean, I do believe that they opened the main wall, like they did prior.
Maybe? I don't quite know, but Habana being out for the count and no more can openers to use, definitely going to put them in a tough situation. But the attic push is coming out. Capital going to push through. He's looking down the hatch, but he's forgetting that JPK is here, and he's here to play. He finds 3. He finds 4.
Oh my god!
Flawless round, but what a round from JPK. Wow.
Oh my god, JPK just pulling it all out when the time is needed, and he's gonna take it closer to a 5v4 now. 1 round separating Bandits from that even score count of Riot. JPK, he's here to stay.
He is, and he's here to do some damage. And Riot, they're gonna be feeling that one for sure. 1 round separates these 2 teams now, and Bandits, they're on the comeback. They're here to make some noise.
I'm taken aback. I'm like, oh my, I'm blown away. How does that happen? Riot, how do you do that?
But JPK, he's going to be feeling himself now. They've awoken the beast. That's not what you want to be doing. But we go to that tertiary site and we always talk about it. It is that little bit more attacker-sided from what we've seen, but can Bandits make it work? Make it that
5 seconds remaining.
defense win that they need so desperately right now?
Attackers are moving out to locate
You
a
can
bomb.
imagine that there is an uproar now between that team, that JPK just giving so much confidence and hype just by pulling that out when it was needed the most. So you can imagine that Bandits are feeling very confident and their energy has risen.
They are a new team now on Oregon, but right, they've made their presence known. They're in the building already. Rella setting those air jabs on that basement for those flanks. So if Bandits are going to work their way around that, they got to do it with some sort of utility or shotgun. But they do have Organiser. He does have the impacts. They do have the Oryx who's able to go through those walls. So maybe they will be able to find a way through those air jabs on a flank later on. But MML, he's propped up in attic. Cyro, he's got the OCE shield peeking this green hall, but their final air jab to be set, and that's on that kitchen green hall door there.
Well, now it's all off for them as they try to get this main breach open as well. Deal with that K thanks to their EMP is going to make that easy for you as well. But you still need to get control of this attic now. There are players up there who are stopping you from getting that control. And Aziz is going to make it even so much harder as he finds the kill onto Drift and evening that out. So taking it to a 5v4 now. C4s get popped, but not to do enough damage to down anybody or have any effect just yet. And you've got a small opening there. It wasn't really enough to get that OCE shield in, I believe, but Rella is going to answer. Find himself yet another kill.
Yeah, and that's going to be JPK, so he's, you know, he's not going to be able to do any sort of plays like he did last round in this round. But we still have very good players on the side of Bandits. Can they hold it down? 3v5, a minute 7 on the board. Plenty of time for Riot to work out what they want to do here. They have the control. They have the numbers. Now they just need to find the players.
Attic control. You can see Habana is trying to collision. He's so aggressive against that top of that attic there. They have opened up the wall, I believe. Unless the impact was able to stop some of that. But they're stalling at the moment. Smokes are going to go down, though. You can imagine OCE is going to try and make her way in. The red pings are going to be able to clear up Tesla from trying to get that diffuser as well. Lonely finding another kill to try and stop him from playing aggressive down to a 3v2. Now 3v1 as Bob manages to find a kill on the hatch. It's not enough. Riot Gaming will win that round 10. They execute being perfect.
They just have the numbers. And that was unfortunate for Bandits, and it puts themselves in a tricky situation. They need to win the next 2 rounds and go into overtime. Otherwise, this will be their first L here, and it's going to be to Riot Gaming. They're not looking to drop any more rounds. They're looking to take the dub and take down the champs of the tournament so far.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
We are going to that basement site, though. So, we did see Bandits win this. They were rather comfortable on that as well. So, I think if Riot want to win this one, they definitely have to... they need to improve on taking the map as quickly as they can and maybe finding a pick once again. Because what really slowed them down was not finding any picks on that roam clear last time, and the Goyo packs just proving so annoying for them on their execute. They just didn't have the time or the positions to work with.
Attackers are moving
I mean,
out to locate
match
a bomb
point
and
now.
defuse it.
Bandits have themselves the advantage of being downstairs. It's a super hard place to push, but Riot have won this before. They can do it again.
They definitely can, but MML, he's on the trick this time, not JPK. He wants to get active on the 1.5 Wamai that we've been loving to see today. I swear everyone that's touched that character has done big things and gone massive.
I can't wait to use it myself, to be honest. I mean, what a gun to have the 1.5 on.
It's a great gun, and let's see if JPK can make use of it. But right now, Organiser in the big tower, shooting these drones, but Cyro, he's ready to find another frag here on this roam clear, but I do believe Organiser already rotated down, so he's not going to find anyone just yet. But they got this control rather quickly. But Drift, I didn't notice. He's in Big Tower in tier 3. Are they aware of him?
We've seen this before. It does look like Cyro, he was holding the angle. They are sending some drones up into that T, but if he doesn't move, if he manages to stay in a corner and nobody sends the drone up the ladder, it does look like they are like a little wary of it. I mean, they are facing drones upwards. Don't think that they do know though, otherwise they would get somebody on that, right? I think that would be a top priority to stop anybody from potentially making a huge play and getting a very late flank on. You've got a minute 32 left. These Goyo packs are still up. I mean, you got to remember what happened last time when you didn't clear out this time.
Yeah, and I think if they were aware of his position, they would have continued to drone up there and give some yellow pings for someone to eliminate, but they're not aware. And Cyro, he's on this back stairs, so if he's not careful, he's going to find himself victim to Drift up there, and the time is ticking. So if they're not able to deal with any of these players on site, then Drift is going to prove pretty damaging. But 1 minute left. They're going to have to start to execute now.
Now is the time to Drift. I mean, you can make a huge play now. Az is trying to get on Rella, finding his pick onto MML. Az is trying to make his way in. Drift, though, with a nice flank. He's able to capitalize on Cyro, JPK as well, but Rella's not going to let that slip too far as he takes away JPK and Tesla to match that takeaway. But he finds the second as well. Drift not going to let it slip toe. He's going to refrag back onto Tesla, leaving it down to a 2v1 now, all up to Drift, who was last seen off the site. I don't quite know where he is just yet. I don't know, he's in bunker. We're watching him. What am I talking about? He's gone, but he's pushing that elbow, and the diffuser's already done.
And now he's forced to retake.
There's nothing you can do.
There's nothing.
Well played by Riot.
Yeah. That's the champs.
I thought that flank was gonna go huge. In the end, though, Riot, they're too strong. They aimed the Kings themselves.
They played it well, and they played it better. You know, Drift did have that